Welcome, and here we go. Hi folks. Okay, Editing Jones here. Coming to you from the future. I realized I didn't even introduce Jesse in the last video. I actually had some comments of people that aren't in our school. They're like, who's this guy? Jesse is the most fabulous human. Jesse works at my school. He is the Aboriginal education teacher at my school and also partly district coordinator, works as part of the district teacher for Aboriginal education. He's an all-around fabulous human, seriously fabulous. And he was very kind to come on and do tea time with me. So for those of you that don't know, that is who Jesse is. And let's get into the second part of our conversation. No bananas.
What's the one thing that you feel like you missed the most in all of this time?
Social contact.
Yeah.
I miss the kids. Guys, I miss you. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I totally miss you. I miss having like a regular day. I miss being able to hug people. I literally have been by myself for 7 weeks. Like, I've had contact with people via Zoom or whatever, but there's something to be said about, giving somebody a hug.
Yep.
That's like, it doesn't exist for me right now. Yeah. Because I'm immunocompromised, my nephews even know to like social distance, and so they stay away when they come over to visit my parents. They're really good about it. They're young, but they do their best to stay away, and so yeah, that's been the hardest part for me. Yeah. What about you?
I think that sort of sense of normalcy to a day, to a routine, that's why I sort of like keeping my routine and showering and having coffee and having that part, but leaving the house to go to my site, to work, to school, for a coffee, out for supper, to get a massage. I miss a massage. I need a massage. So bad.
I need to go to the chiropractor so bad.
Things are tight. I know, and hugs too. I live with 2 other people, so we went for a walk the other day, and one of them snapped a picture of me hugging a tree. I was like, this is the most contact I've had it. Right? And such a long time. Yeah. That's what I think I miss the most, Yeah.
What are you the most concerned about in the world?
Like during this time?
Yeah.
In general.
Not necessarily in general, but like during this time, like what is the thing that brings you back to like, oh, I need to think about this?
I think that in situations like this, it can sometimes bring out the worst. Just in our own like train of thoughts or our processes or how we do things or how we treat people. Of course, we watch the news. It's probably way too much some days, right?
Definitely.
And we see these videos of how awful people treat each other and, terrible things we do to the planet and, the litter of masks and gloves all over the place. I'm kind of concerned about that. But conversely, as such beautiful things are happening too, how it's changing the way we connect with people and how we talk to each other. Well, I've been connecting with some elders, and I'll send you a link for our hashtag SD8ABED newsletter.
Awesome. I already looked at it. You sent it already.
Awesome. So there's some videos in there. Hannah and I got to hang out on Zoom with Jonna Wright and John Corson, and they just fed us these
wonderful
little tidbits of encouragement. And one of the things Jonna said that she loved is how the animals are retaking their space.
Agreed. You see all of these videos of like, have you seen that montage that's out on the internet of like, I'll see if I can find it and insert it into the video, but there's like a montage of video clips of animals all over the world, like walking down the street, like reclaiming their space, being out in the open because there's nobody, like people aren't out. Yeah.
And then the hilarious memes that also ensue of animals taking over. What is the one in the North Saskatchewan River in Edmonton? Dolphins, and it was actually like a moose head coming out of the water. Dolphins are coming, it's so funny.
North Saskatchewan River. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh dear. There's lots going on there. So, from your experience within the Indigenous community, are elders talking a lot about this time? Like, are they vocalizing, like, what does this mean for us? Well, where is this coming from? Are they talking about that?
Yep. And I can put in another link. I don't have it now, but it comes from Isaac Murdoch and Christy Belcourt. Of course, love, and we've talked about in media. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll share that video with you, and you can play that at this point.
Okay.
And it's, there's been like these prophecies of times of pandemic or times of great sickness that will come, and they're inevitable, and the reasons why they come, and the things that we should be doing to ease the situation, and how we should be treating the land and how we should be treating each other. It's so amazing to listen to. There's a bunch of links to the videos in the hashtag SD8 ABED Spring 2020 newsletter.
I'm gonna keep putting that in.
It has just been, and I think that's one of the other things that's really been helping me through this time is really tapping into that ancestral knowledge, and that I like to say my innate Indigenous instincts, and just really listening to that wisdom. One of the videos that I posted in the newsletter is an elder from, I want to say, Cowichan Valley, and what her big message in all of this is that we need to turn our fear into faith, and everything will be okay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's so simple too, right? Like it just kind of gets me right here, right in the feels.
No, it totally does. And I'm curious, is this a time? So I read somewhere, and I was really like, I saw this thing about the bear and hibernation, and the story of what that you're supposed to do in those times. And I was just curious if within those times, is this a time for a renewal of some of the things that in history that Indigenous people used to do, like art and all of the storytelling and the oral traditions and the time to spend with one another to sort of relay some of history and all of those things. And it's been very disrupted in modern times with colonialization and all of those kinds of things. And so I'm curious if the Indigenous community is viewing this as a way to sort of reconnect with the community and get back to doing the things that they normally do.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, like, I mean, there were times of great disruption to Indigenous ways of knowing and being, as we know, as we study in all of our classes and at school. But there's also sort of been these times of resurgence, which is what you're talking about, and things returning. So all of these teachings about animals, they've never really disappeared. They've always been there, but we're tapping more into that knowledge because the animals are becoming more apparent, right? Yeah. And I think because we're having to find newer ways to connect, like Zoom and Google Meets and FaceTime, I think and I feel and I've heard from elders that there is sort of a deeper connection that is happening within communities, and all of these teachings and lessons are coming out. And I've posted tons on my own personal Facebook page and Twitter as well, on my Twitter feed, and and I'm so happy to be able to share a bunch of those videos and those teachings in the newsletter too. So
no, I really appreciate that. I don't know if you noticed, but I like every single post that you make. I really appreciate the stuff that you put out, because it's a different perspective, and it's a perspective that I'm not attached to a community like that. Well, not that community. I'm attached to a different